special pictures. We're
Why?
doing special pictures for people.
Visualization.
I'm gonna keep these same ones for Frankie too.
Why? I feel like these are more for Frankie. I feel like either you change them or they're just for me, or just admit they're just for Frankie.
These
can't be for both.
They are for both.
You just said you're gonna.
They're for you, but I'm going to keep them for Frankie because it's funny to me.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put in one of like a duck in there or something.
It'll distract Frankie every now and again. Yeah, no, the duck might mess them too.
Can
He
you
doesn't
explain
like
your
ducks.
reasoning behind these pictures for me? What does it mean? How'd you come up with these?
It's just it fits your personality.
Just nice chicks
Like
with big asses.
Yeah,
Okay.
with Nick, I put pictures of space.
Oh,
So
we couldn't find enough.
It was
closet
his
pictures
hobbies
for me though.
Yeah,
I'm sure you could find a bunch of heroin ones.
it's what you're.
Just a bunch of passed out ODing
Yeah.
people.
No, they're pictures to
heroin.
put you at ease
Puppy filth?
and comfortable
I
in your
feel
own
super
habitat.
relaxed now. 10 times as relaxed as I did before. I was kind of tense and freaking out until I saw that.
Does he
That relaxed you.
does he sound good with
Yeah.
holding the mic?
Yeah. No, I would just. I can't. It doesn't.
Yeah, sound good?
Yeah. Move it a little bit.
I moved my head, so like,
This is the whole motion, right? Yeah, I know that works. You're good.
Okay, cool.
great.
Do we do intro and then cut into it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want to
Do you
do
want
intro?
me? Yeah.
I thought we were starting.
Yeah, no,
Right.
we start
No, we
and then we
started.
do intro.
Oh,
We
Just go
start and
with
we
it.
talk a little bit.
okay.
Just
It's casual.
my brain's not kicked in yet. I'm probably gonna leave and get some coffee.
During the podcast?
Yeah, I've been
you
doing
leave
that.
me
Now that I
here-
have
If
Closet
you-
Guy.
If you leave me here with Closet Guy, I will never do this podcast again. I know that's not like a big threat. I'm not holding a lot of like.
I know you don't want to get up. I gave you the comfy chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't have to get up. We'll talk.
I
about
definitely
your
feel like
feelings.
Donald Trump in The Apprentice in this chair.
But John Archer can't be here because he's blind too now. So I guess it was genetic. Chris will be here later. We're doing a podcast with Frankie later. I can tell you all about the loony bin thing. But
Yeah.
so right now it's just me, Nyland, Closet Guy, and Cory Romero, if you remember him from episode 1. Because that's been that's the second most listened to episode is yours.
Well, it's a huge shit show. So
Yeah, it's a huge shit show. I was hoping more people would have listened to the more recent ones.
The better ones? Yeah.
When we learned a little bit more.
listen, I know where they'll stand, and I know they're shitty. But it's like the first
They're
one.
they're not great now, but the first one is exceptionally bad.
Well, I'm proud that one of mine is the most listened to. But I think that's just because it's the first, right?
Were
Yeah,
you the
probably.
first guest?
Yeah, he was the first guest.
Yeah.
We had test runs before.
Oh, yeah.
We filmed a couple before, but they're completely unusable.
So Nyland, I was gonna ask, what did you like learn most about doing the road? Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
from up north, the Midwest.
yeah,
The thing I learned most is the like Tom Segura's bit about if you want to know what a place is like,
Just
just
imagine
picture it,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it's like. Because that was everywhere I pictured up there
yeah.
was exactly how I pictured it, like to a cartoonish degree of accuracy.
I meant like something you learn about comedy, or maybe yourself.
Well, I knew I bombed already, so
Okay.
that wasn't a huge. I learned I should throw things at the audience. Like if it's not
Yeah.
going well, after a certain point, the game is just to get them to look at you so that the next comic has a chance.
No, I think you did learn that when
Yeah.
bombing. Just
Yeah.
take them all down.
Yeah, I couldn't,
One by one.
and I couldn't do it the second time because Lance, the club owner, was sitting like right
yeah,
up
he
front.
looked so sad.
Yeah, but he was when
was
I went
mad.
up, he was the only person that was like excited. Everyone else is talking and fighting and drinking.
excited?
And Lance is sitting there like
Really? 'Cause
when I went up, he was like, "Yeah."
on my
yeah.
set, he had his arms crossed and looked mad as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe his wife said something funny to him. But it was all this out here not paying attention.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Lance in front of all of them. And I was like, I don't want to start just setting myself on fire and trashing this bar just because it'll be a good story for later and make a great set.
The
But
thing to remember about that bar is Lance said it was shittier before.
It was
right,
worse.
yeah, it was worse before. He cleaned it up and really turned it around.
He's got a minute to go. If
That
they can get a
method
good
bar.
stage in there, it could be a lot better.
What's the what's the most nuclear either of you have gone on stage? Like, what's the most you've just shat on an audience before? What's the furthest
Oh.
you've gone, I guess?
Freaked out. You've done that a lot more than I have.
Yeah, I've done that a lot. I'm not freaking out, but just more of, all right.
Tearing the audience down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something that is like heckles, man. Like one person heckles and it turns into almost an avalanche like every time.
Oh, other people start to think it's okay if one person does it type thing?
Yeah, so I got to start shutting down like 3 people at once, and before you know it, I'm just tearing down the entire crowd. I'm not proud of it, but it's what has to be done.
It seems like it's a good skill that you have, though. Like, you're really good at it.
Yeah, it comes in handy. And I think the reason I'm so good at it is because I've just been on the internet since I was like 11, way too young to be on the internet.
Desensitized? Oh, so you're like super quick, too, though.
And when you're on the internet and you're 11, people are going to tell you that you sound like a girl all the time.
Yeah.
And people just talk shit to you. So growing up with that, you just learn. Yeah. Which is like the gayest thing to say ever. Like, I learned how to talk shit on the internet. That's why I'm good. Like, not in front of my project buildings.
The internet gave me everything I know.
Thanks, internet. Yeah.
Thanks, Internet.
That is always a weird mob mentality of crowds where if one person heckles, one person is drunk enough to start yelling, and the rest of the crowd goes like, "Yeah, get him!"
Exactly. Yeah.
Get them.
You know, when we went to Watford,
Yeah.
Watford, right?
Watford City.
And Sydney and all those shitholes up there in the north. For me, I gained like a lot of perspective, I guess, on like where I'm at in comedy and where people here locally in the scene are, and like where you have to go from there, and like how you have to grow, and like how stagnant people are. There's people that's been doing comedy way longer than me and Nyland even put together.
Yeah.
And they're still here doing the same shit, doing the same open mics every week.
Every week.
And they haven't grown or done anything. And I feel like it's a good growing experience, and like learning what kind of material you'll have and what the road is like.
Yeah.
Learn how to keep hotel doors open without having to lock them and all that. It's a whole thing, you know.
Getting lots of different viewpoints from lots of different people.
Yeah.
More cultured, I guess.
Less
Helps with your
culture.
jokes.
Less culture.
Less culture.
There is less culture.
It does devolve when you go further north.
It's like they replace all the Mexican places with ranch places. Like our local Mexican restaurant would be replaced by a place that just serves ranch and barbecue.
Oh, the sauces?
It's ranch.
Just a ranch?
I'm not talking about ranchers or ranches. I'm talking about ranch.
Yeah.
Like,
Every time I ordered a dish, I don't care what it was, but it came with ranch.
Ranch.
And I never requested ranch once.
Never.
so weird.
It just
Yeah.
comes with everything. They drink it. It makes sense
gallon.
when you look at the people.
Yeah, it does. They got ranch flowing through their blood. Those are ranch people.
Yeah.
They
Cory
no
was a
longer
hot
have-
mess in Watford City.
Yeah, I'm definitely a dime piece up north.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird that everyone was either twice your size or skinny as a rail from meth.
Yeah.
There's no healthy in between up north.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No one up there goes hiking or cycling for fun. Or
Except for what was Lance and his brother? What was his brother's name? I don't remember.
I want to say Brian.
Brian.
Oh,
Was
the,
it
like,
Brian?
I think it was Brian.
I think it was Brian.
The big 6-foot dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were the healthiest people in all of Montana.
Those dudes were corn fed,
Yeah.
and they probably poured ranch all over that corn.
Yeah. It's like one of them was the middle child at 6'7" or something crazy.
And he's the
It's
little
corn
one.
fed. He's like the middle one. Like I think Lance was the small one at 6'4".
Yeah.
He was the runt.
It just shows you what kind of people we're dealing up, up there. Just giants. Just like, good luck, ISIS. Like, yeah, you could take like those like really liberal states like New York and California. But once you get to the north mid
Yeah.
western states, you're fucked, dude. I don't know. All those like the Midwest just in general. These dudes are big here.
I hear New Jersey's like that, like backwoods New Jersey. Like backwoods New Jersey gets real deliverancy real quick. Yeah.
I've never been that far
Deliverancy.
east.
It's
I've
no
never
joke.
seen Deliverancy, but I know the scene that he's talking about. I've seen just that scene.
Everyone's seen just that scene
Yeah.
at least.
What is wrong with your teeth? Didn't your parents love you enough to buy you braces?
No, dude, not at all. This snaggletooth has now become part of my unique personality.
Yeah, that's great.
No, it's not.
His teeth are fine. He just has an extra one.
It's
no,
better.
see, this tooth is
Yeah.
supposed to go down.
Yeah, I know how
It
teeth
goes,
work.
do you? Yeah, you do have straight teeth.
I never had braces. They're a little
No.
crooked if you look at them long enough.
Yeah.
They start to
Now I have to stop looking at them.
Yeah, can you both stop?
No, I was writing last night. This is me writing. And
On what, a typewriter? I know you write pen and paper.
No, I write like this on a cube keyboard. But I wrote down on a message, I can't look at the clock. And as soon as I typed the word clock, I looked at the clock and was like, God damn it.
Yeah. What do you mean you
But
can't
once
look
you
at the
say
clock?
it, where I was like, I was afraid to look at the clock because I didn't want to know what, like, how late up I was.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was 10 p.m. a few minutes ago, but I've done 2 loads of laundry since then. So I don't want to look at it and know.
He has the worst perception of time and or space.
I know, he's always late.
Yeah.
He's always late, and I've never been mad at Nyland once for being late because that's just who he is.
Yeah, no,
You can't be
You
mad at
expect to
someone
be
who's
late.
always late. It's just useless. It's wasted energy. Me yelling at him over being late isn't going to make him early. It's just going to make him hate me.
yeah, that's
He's like,
true.
this guy's fucking annoying.
I have, I was even thinking yesterday, I was like, we should go to the Ark and I'll buy like 5 more alarm clocks. And that way I can't wake up and shut all of them off. Like before waking, if I have to run around the apartment and do it, like that's the point where I am, how bad I am with time management
Yeah.
and waking up.
I heard that's a good tip, is to keep like your alarm clock across the room so you have to get up.
Yeah. Well, I do that and it blares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
somehow,
It's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary. Loud.
somehow while I'm asleep, I'll shut it off and go back to bed.
Can
I
they
don't even notice it. Like I'll notice it for a few seconds, and then after that, once Nyland shuts it off, I'm like, Nyland, which I shouldn't. I should just wake up because I'm up. But yeah, no, he goes and shuts it off, and then I pass out for another 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, like this morning, the alarm clock went off. I woke up turning it off. And then I was like, sweet, I'm up. And I was walking out to my living room. And then I woke up again 3 hours later in my bed. Like I'm not even, my brain is just phasing in and out of consciousness.
Wow. What time do you guys usually get up? What's your sleeping habits like?
Oh, all over the place.
Same. I can't.
Completely
Yeah,
all
that's-
over the place.
Yeah.
When I wake up,
There's no
early, though-
habit.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's 8 p.m. Sometimes it's never.
Exactly. Yeah, same here. By the way, can they see this poster of Emmett?
Emmett
I think so.
O'Hanlon.
Okay, is that
They
up
can
there?
in
Is
other
it-
feeds.
Is that a joke? Is that serious?
Have you seen the
That's,
other one in the
uh,
lobby?
Yeah.
Explain him to me.
I guess this guy was supposed to come perform at the theater,
Okay.
and he sent over some promotional materials.
Wow.
And I thought they made me giggle. So I hung one out up in the front of the theater.
What does he do? Poetry?
I have no idea. But if you look at that fancy cursive, that script font
It looks
writing,
like his grandma made it for him or his mom. Like,
it does look like a senior yearbook photo.
yeah, if he paid for that, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know what he does. But there were a couple posters out there. And I was like, I want to fill space until I get some actual stuff to put behind Chris over
cool,
here.
man. I got some of the roast left over, some of those posters.
Yeah. I want to start hanging up all the posters of the events we've had here
Yeah.
on the wall with the door on it.
Okay.
So you can like see all that shit as you're going out.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Yeah.
And I, at eye level, I have like a poster of that guy. So I want to put that one far out of sight
Yeah.
and just cover the wall with actual like posters.
So
you
is
can
there a
see.
griddle in there?
I never checked.
Did you hang it up?
Probably, yes. I don't remember who hanged it up.
You just said yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I agree to stuff because I don't want to. I want to have the rest of this conversation. So yes.
Okay, fine. We can stop talking about the griddle. I
The
know
griddle.
It's probably a hot
See, people
topic.
ask like what the point is. There's a griddle there.
I've asked on many different occasions. I never get the answer I want.
I don't know what answer people are. What would satisfy you as an answer?
Yo, man, sometimes we just bust
Like,
out
well,
the
when
griddle,
my-
man. You know, we love griddling. We got
When my grandpa died, he left me this griddle box to
that's
remember
a yard
always.
sale griddle box. What that is. You hit up any
I had
yard
to
sales?
display it. No, I want to. I love yard sailing, but
I haven't. Never,
I like ratting
haven't
through
been
other
to a
people's
yard-
garbage.
Yeah, same. I haven't been to yard sales since I was very young.
No. I bought a lot of crap that I don't really need at yard sales.
Yeah.
Over
It
the
looks
span
like
of
you
my
bought those sunglasses at a yard
I
sale.
did. No, most of my stuff is from Goodwill because it's cheap as shit.
Someone
This
put
is-
wedding glasses.
Yeah, best period wedding period ever.
I
Period.
can't imagine the douchebags who all wore those glasses in the wedding. Could you imagine?
Yeah, you know, it was like the Womans. They were both 18, getting
Yeah.
married. Oh, I'm sure.
There's like just 17 guys in a banquet hall at
Yeah,
a Hilton Inn.
I don't think you should be allowed to get married before you can drink. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
I don't think you should ever just get married. This seems crazy.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris, and he said he was married like at 20 before he could drink. And I was like, I feel like you're really gambling there
Yeah,
with what your life could turn into after you're allowed to go to bars,
exactly.
and even what kind of person you are before.
There's a lot of potential that's untapped there.
Oh yeah, yard sailing. I was just remembering the other day I had a yard sale when I turned like 19, trying to move out of my parents' place,
Yeah.
and what is it? I was selling shit out of their garage, and I had a setup, and people were coming in, and this one guy tried to get me to help him steal my mom's motorcycle that was in there.
He didn't know you were part of the yard sale?
I don't know what he thought, but I'm standing there with a couple crates and tables of crap, and he just pulls his motorcycle trailer like up the driveway and into the garage, and he hops out. He's like, "All right, help me load this thing up."
What?
He's like, "I'm not helping you do anything." He's like, "Come on." Well, he's like, "Help me get it up on the trailer, and then we'll negotiate price."
What?
Yeah.
So he must have known you worked there, right?
That I worked at the garage. Yeah,
garage sale?
It said sale outside, and he went past all the tables of crap and to the other side of the garage where I wasn't selling anything.
Oh, it was a real
to the
oh.
motorcycle that my mom had. He wanted to give me $800 for it.
How
That
much was it
ninja?
worth?
It was $3,000.
$3,000.
That ninja's not worth it.
What is your mother's name? Is it Veronica? Is
That
it?
was Stacy.
Oh,
Why would you think it's Veronica?
Because-
Is that a
no.
ninja rider.
No,
name?
no. Because Nick Fisher said your mom's a MILF. And at my work, when I swipe the cards, the debit cards people give me, the name comes up. And I said Veronica Vigil. And indeed, it was a MILF. And she had long black hair.
There's vigils down in down here in
everywhere.
Colorado.
I believe it.
Like
They're
there
everywhere,
isn't up
probably.
in- well, it's kind of like to this area, really. Like there's not. If there's a vigil in Washington, it's like I can tell you their name.
Okay.
But I guess we're all from.
Do they
like, New
pronounce it all
Mexico.
Vigil?
No, that's pretty much my family up in Washington. It's V-Hill everywhere else.
V-Hill.
That's why I get that. I never got that till I moved down here.
Yeah.
That it's V-Hill.
Probably because a lot of Hispanic people here, huh? Didn't Colorado used to belong to Mexico?
Like how long ago?
However long ago that war happened, I don't know.
To a point where it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Is what I think. Is too long for me to
Why do you
remember.
think all the names are like El Paso County?
Or Colorado.
What is it?
Lapu Lapu restaurant?
Not La
Lapalooza?
Palapa, like La Cashla Pudre, La Cashla Pudre,
La Caja
Yeah,
Pudre?
that's
Cashla Pudre. There's
I have
all
no
kinds
idea.
of Mexican
Somebody
names.
told me that means hide the powder, and I told them that was wrong. But I'm still not sure.
I love when
It
people
means
give you.
hide the powder.
I love when people give you facts. Like I don't have enough to debate against it, so
just
but I know
sounds
you're wrong.
It sounds dumb, but I don't know any more about it, so I'll accept it.
Exactly. Oh man.
Is there any more coffee?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a few
Want some?
little cups.
Dude, what is
Please.
wrong with you? Can you just not sit still?
No.
No wonder you love heroin. It
can't
just
do it.
eases them out, man. Just
Yeah.
chills them out.
Levels them out.
He's probably just like a normal guy on it.
Just makes it worthwhile.
all the time now that I'm not.
Really? You're anxious? How about you, man? Once you quit stuff, any different feelings, or were you just normal?
Yeah, I have a lot less
So better
willpower
feelings.
and more anxiety when I quit anything.
More
That's like
willpower,
a lot less willpower.
less willpower, and more anxiety.
It does feel like
Anxiety stems from what?
say what?
What does the anxiety stem from?
Just basic stress. Want
Right.
to
What-
have a roof and stuff.
What gives you anxiety on a daily basis?
Well, there's obvious stuff like money where he doesn't. If I don't have cigarettes, when I'm going to get the next pack, and then after that, it's just the basic like mortality. How fast is my life going to speed up to my current perception of my speed of time, and then all of a sudden I'm dead or it's gone past. That's why people like Ryan freak me out. He's like, I'm 28 and just living with my mom, never going anywhere. Doing
I know
nothing.
they scare me. It gives me anxiety.
Freaks me out.
Yeah, it does give me anxiety.
Like, how can you just? It feels like he's just wasting away and doesn't care.
That stuff does give me
Terrifies me.
anxiety too.
Like, if I can't be a stand-up at a certain point in time, like I was watching videos last night while I was cleaning, and one of them was from Run the Jewels. I was watching Run the Jewels interviews, and LP said he was 29, like he was old, and I was like, that means he came out with Run the Jewels 1 when he was my age.
Yeah.
He started a super group. Like, he already had a career and started a super group when he was my age. And not that everyone could be compared that way, but like at the same time, like I should have had something. Like I remember read something about George Carlin was a worldwide comedian by 27. And people were like, well, that's George Carlin. That's one of the greats. You can't compare yourself to George Carlin. I was like, I know, but I haven't even broke host spot.
Yeah.
I'm not even near anywhere in the same league. I'm basically an open micer passing for MC some of the time.
The reason behind that is just free time, I think. I think everyone has like different setups to life. So like you don't know what their situation was, getting to
True.
where they were.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't have to work and I could just focus on comedy full time all the time, I'm sure it'd be a lot further than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think I'm making good progress at
Yeah.
where I am now.
Yeah, considering, well, like you said earlier, when you look around at the progress other people are making.
There's a lot. Yeah, I don't like to compare myself to other people ever, like good or bad.
Mhm.
But there's so much like stagnant.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are you doing, man?
No, it terrifies me.
It terrifies me too.
Yeah. Same open mic every week. Afterwards, they go to the same place and do blow. Waste all their money. Then they save enough money to do it again next week. And apparently that's been going on for years.
Yeah,
Years.
it's cool like the first 6 times. But after that, you're like, guys, you want to do a different mic? Like, what's the next
Switch it
level?
up.
Like, how do we crawl out of this pit of open mics?
Yeah.
I mean,
You get good, Corey.
yeah, I know. I've been getting booked so much. My boss is mad at me because I have so much days off. I have so much days off on my calendar.
Really?
And then she called me
Yeah.
and she's like, why you get so many days off? What am I supposed to do? Close down the store? I'm like, dude, you got 4 people doing the same job as me.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out.
I'm not, I gave her enough notice.
Mm-hmm.
She should be able to handle it.
I had that.
I'm not going to cancel my stuff
Yeah.
to go work. Because I'm gonna drive myself crazy if I'm at work thinking about I could be doing a spot right now.
Yeah. I worked at a sandwich deli in King Soopers
Yeah.
for like a year. And for a whole year, I was telling myself, I was like, all right, tomorrow night I'm going to go to an open mic. And then I get called in. Okay, well, there's not one tonight. So next night I'll go to get called in.
Yeah.
For a year straight, I didn't go to a single one.
Yeah.
And then I quit drinking, and the exact next thought I had was, I hate this job.
Did you ever go to work drunk?
Oh, yeah. All the time. Multiple jobs.
Yeah.
That's also why multiple jobs. But, what is it? I remember, like, as soon as the carrot on the end of the stick of being able to go home and drink was removed, I didn't want to do that job anymore. Couldn't do it.
Okay.
Where it was like, I can't believe I haven't done stand-up in a year, this thing that supposedly I wanted to do. And instead I'm like watching rotisserie chicken swirl, like slowly as my life just drains away.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta think about long term. You can't. Then again, it feels like, oh, I'm gonna lose my job
Maybe
over stand up.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be ever good at stand up. I'm just gonna be a shitty open micer, and I'm gonna like lose jobs over it.
Yeah. I think that's why you just have to try and be good enough that it matters.
Yeah, but I'm not there yet. I'm not. I just want to be at the point where I can just do stand up, not a normal job.
Yeah. Yeah. I get Oh gosh, the coffee's not kicking in yet. Yeah, I think maybe the best way to associate the any anxiety I feel now is like the same place a lot of people get in life where they've just graduated from college and realizing that this piece of paper is worthless.
Yeah.
It's like now you have debt and you're looking at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But like I have learned how to talk to animals, whatever that piece of paper means. Also, probably why I didn't finish college. I can't tell you the difference between a bachelor's or associate's or anything.
Yeah.
Probably should have learned that.
I remember the day he quit college.
Yeah, I should have learned how to spell college at any point when I was in college.
College is one of those words. Like how many L's?
2.
No.
I know.
Oh.
How many E's? Where do they go? It's a big word. I don't know.
But I think it's just that point is where
Yeah.
I've been training and working and learning, but I'm not at a point where a career is set in stone or established or even somewhat.
What do you mean a
cemented.
career isn't set in stone? Like, isn't this what you want to do?
This is what I want to do, but there's like
So why even
barely
think about
have a
career?
toe in the door because I want this to be my life and my job.
Yeah.
long term.
Exactly.
like you said.
So I wouldn't worry about a different career. I'd just focus on this.
No,
and
that's
just-
what I'm saying. Is
Okay.
this is or that's the same spot people get in life when they realize that like their women's
Yeah.
studies degree doesn't mean shit,
Oh, okay. I see what you
and
mean.
they're looking at taco trucks.
Yeah.
Where it's like it could go any way right now.
Any job I do,
I worked real hard, but
yeah, like any job I do now is just to get me by until I can finally do what I want to do. So like if I lose a job I have now, then oh well, I'll go find another shitty job somewhere else. I don't really care. I'll keep
Right.
doing shitty jobs until I can do this, you know?
Yeah. It's the way to do it. I mean, as long as
Yeah.
you can survive, just provide for yourself while you do it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need. That's
Yeah.
all you need
it slowly goes up and up and up.
to achieve
Yeah.
the dream.
Get weenie.
Mr. Wienerton. Huh?
Oh,
Wiener?
great.
Yeah, I can hear him.
I thought that dog was coming from outside. Is the dog's name just Weenie?
Yeah, I think. Well, Nyland calls him Mr. Wienerton, so I don't.
Does he have a real name?
I think it's Miss.
It's probably like Sparks or something.
It's either Weenie or
Sparky?
Wienerton. It's in the Weenie category.
Oh, it's a Weenie name though
Yeah.
for sure.
What? Oh, he's not in here yet.
So
How long
am
have
I-
you
what
had
do
that hat, Corey?
Ooh, this hat's like a year old.
Is it?
Yeah, I got older hats. I got hats from back when I was like 16,
It's seen
17.
some pretty. Okay, so normally I don't like the black and white or like the black and gray like Bronco beanies, but I seen a black and silver Bronco beanie the other day that looked like I don't know. Well, it wasn't the other day. This story's pointless, but anyways, they got some dope Bronco merchandise out there lately.
I got some cool hats. I've been looking at non-Bronco hats because I'm sick
Yeah.
of having like conversations when I don't really care about football.
Oh, do you really not? Oh,
I used to care a lot. I used to cry when the
Oh yeah,
Broncos
you used to
lost.
bet, right?
I used to bet, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot. That's
But now
So
you
were
don't
you
care.
crying because the Broncos lost, or were you crying because the Broncos lost?
so. Before I started betting, I'd cry because the Broncos lost. After that, I cried because I lost money, and now I don't care. Because once you put a stupid amount of money on a football game, you don't care about what team wins. You just want your fucking money.
Yeah,
You know.
it
Yeah,
stops
yeah,
being
yeah.
about
I've
any
bet
allegiance
against the
is gone.
Broncos and rooted against them, you know, because my money is more important than the Broncos winning to me. you
Yeah.
know?
What's the most you ever put up on a game?
Oh my god.
That's a scary number.
Yeah, it's a lot. I gotta say, probably like $5,000, and it was like, on a probably like a 6-game parlay.
What does that mean?
So a parlay is where you bet on more than one game. So it was a Saturday, so it was college football. So you pick all the teams that you want to win. So it's like 6 bets,
Yeah.
and you round them all together. And then if you put down like $5 on a 6-game parlay, it could be like $100 payout. So if you do like $5,000, you're talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars, because the chance of you winning all those games are very low.
Yeah.
But there's times where I've put down like $100 and won like $3,000 from a 6-game parlay or something like that. I just totally lost my mind. There's also been times where I've lost a lot of money. I don't know. You don't really think about losing the money. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the
It's
brain
that
for
rush
gambling
of
like
betting
that.
it. Oh, gambling's fun. I try not to do it too much because I'm afraid that I'll win big and then lose it all that night.
You
'Cause
will.
Yeah, very
That
possible.
happens.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Vegas, I put like $5 into a penny slot machine, and I started I started hyperventilating because I was like, "That's a pack of cigarettes I just lost."
But
I don't have the brain for it.
I never gambled inside Vegas.
Yeah, but
No?
I was sober by then,
fun.
so I didn't
Really?
even get
Okay.
free drinks.
Yeah, that's how I want to gamble in Vegas. The drinks are free. I do it just for that.
Yeah,
There's been
I mean, if
times-
you're drinking, it's
yeah.
might as well. But
There's been times where I've run up like $108 bar tab is my hardest bar tab ever.
I mean,
yeah,
And I can put that in a casino easy.
you can sit there and put like $20 in and just go between the machine and your
Exactly,
phone
yeah.
for like hours, and they'll just keep bringing you free drinks. Just ask them for it.
Mhm.
They're not gonna know,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah,
It's because that Britney Spears has about $500 of my brother's money.
What?
Yeah, he got addicted to the Britney Spears slot machines in Vegas that they had like everyone.
they're fun.
He was like, Britney Spears. He was angry. Yeah. Britney Spears keeps taking my money, that bitch.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Wait, when you're gambling, you don't think about saving money because you know you're going to get more.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is, it's like a job.
Mhm.
I don't know if you work now and you get a paycheck. And if you're not thinking about saving, you're not going to save any of that paycheck. You're going to spend it. And that's just how the cycle goes. So if you're winning, you get that money and then you spend it again because that's just the cycle. You know, you don't think about like,
The economics of gambling.
yeah, you're like, I'm going to put 100 away, be a good boy, this paycheck.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it's next week will be the same shit.
Yeah.
And if I lose, I'll get the money back somehow. I don't know.
Mhm.
So you don't think about it. It's just how it goes. It's you take it day by day. You don't think about the long term.
Okay. Yeah, I've done that before where
What do you mean
I'll get
before?
I'll get a paycheck.
Yeah, you're probably doing it right now.
I'll get a paycheck and
Yeah.
have like a list of all the things I'm supposed to do and all the bills to pay, and like one of the last two things is put this much in savings.
Yeah,
And I don't do one of those last two things, and then it's immediately gone. Like, how did that happen?
you got to
I
put
didn't
the
even
money
watch
away
it.
first.
Yeah.
Probably.
If when I put it away first, then I don't spend it. Like, it's not as long as it's usable at all, somehow it gets spent.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 'cause you don't think about saving money. Who cares?
Did you ever skateboard, Corey?
To ever skate? No.
No.
I mean, like, I had a skateboard, but I didn't skateboard.
Did you stand on it when other
Yeah,
kids were
I
doing tricks?
Yeah, it's stand. I had a longboard. I used to longboard a lot. It's fun.
Longboarding
I guess
stuff,
that's
yeah.
skateboard for fat people because you don't got to go off the ground.
I could never ollie. I never learned how to ollie,
I could like ollie.
so didn't do it from there. Just longboarded like you did.
Yeah, I could ollie and maybe do like a kick, like a kick flip. Maybe if I was lucky and like a six stair on a good day. But other than that, like I don't fuck around with that shit.
I put a skateboard together and painted it, not knowing anything about it. And then one of the pieces, like, I can't remember, one of the bearings or something was loose. And it took a dive. I landed on my elbow, and that was it for skateboarding. For me. I knocked my funny bone once, and I was like, nah, this isn't for me.
I remember I thought like rollerblading was cool once. It took
Ugh,
me.
I was also a
I would go
rollerblader.
to my friend's house and it'd be like
Is that Jet Set Radio future?
I don't know.
Did you ever play that game?
No.
No. So it was the it was
When
like early
rollerblading was
2000s.
cool?
Yeah, when rollerblading was somewhat cool.
What Disney Channel movies are out? That's how I tell.
Blink.
people. I'm just kidding.
Brink.
Brink.
Yeah, Brink was out during this time.
Okay.
And you would go around rollerblading around the city, and you would spray paint stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the Xbox. I
Mhm.
played on that. Yeah. Okay.
It came free with the console.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So everyone played it
Yeah.
at least once.
But the reason that made me hate rollerblading,
Rollerblading, Gilbert.
is because I'd only like I'd go to my friend's house. It'd take me like 15 minutes. It took me 2 hours on rollerblades. That's how shitty I was on rollerblading. I just take them off and walk with them. Like, fuck this. It's not
Yeah.
any faster.
Did you ever start? Did you guys ever get good at those Heelys? Did you ever try the Heelys?
If you wear Heelys, I'm automatically like not your friend.
I always wanted a pair of Heelys. I think I got discount Heelys once, but they broke immediately.
Oh, I had some discount Heelys too for Christmas once. They weren't like on the heels. You had to like pop them out of the shoe by
Yeah.
pressing a button.
Yep, on the
And
sides.
there were 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like 4 instead of just on the heel.
I remember one year for Christmas, I asked for a pair of Jordans, and I got a pair of Shaqs.
Shaqs?
From Walmart.
The Walmart brand
Yeah.
Shaqs.
My parents were like, "They're the same." I was like, "No, they were. I never wore them." But I wouldn't have wore the Jordans
I
I
anyway.
wore
wanted to-
Shaqs.
I wanted to get Heelys when I was like 20. But they're so expensive in adult sizes just because I thought it would be funny if no one suspected.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't look like regular shoes,
Uh-huh.
and then I could at like a moment of opportunity, like when a joke bombs, I could just fuck you guys and heel you away.
Heelys do seem like a good idea. Like in adult life, they make way more sense than a kid. But no, there was this kid in my junior high. His name was Heber. Like his parents already knew he was gonna get bullied, so fuck it, why not? Heber will be his name.
Heber.
And he had a rolling backpack and Heelys.
Oh.
And that motherfucker would go, dude. And he was bullied so much that like girls would bully him. And here was the thing you would do.
That's bad.
You would kick over his rolling backpack and it'd just fuck his day up.
Oh.
His entire arm would like just do this thing. And like he went through like 6 rolling backpacks from people just kicking the fuck out of it. Everything. Hey Heber, what? Boom.
Did you go to a big high school, or were you raised in a small town?
No, it's normal. It wasn't big. It wasn't like a big city one. It was like a suburban one. So
Oh,
it had
okay.
over 1,000 people.
It's the
for
kind
sure.
of school where Heber never learned to buy like a regular
Yeah.
backpack.
It was
He went
enough
through
where
six times. They keep getting busted.
and his
Never
parents
learned.
just kept buying them.
Just never. Maybe he wanted one. His parents like, no, you get
Yeah.
the suitcase.
He's like, they're just so convenient, especially with Heelys. No, the thing that did make me feel bad for him is because how smug he would be.
Oh, if he was
Oh, he
smug
thought
about
he
it,
was,
screw him.
He was cool with his heels.
Yeah, he thought he was hard as fuck, dude. Like the bell would ring and he would stand right by the door and just boom, start going like right away. He would take off and people just kick him all the time, kick his backpack. Like kids younger than him, everyone. Like I bet a teacher done it once. Just like this kid.
the nerdiest science
Yeah.
teacher's the one who does it. Boop.
I know there's a lot of backpack drama in middle school. I remember my friend Skylar, he put this kid's what was his name? Something James Brown, no joke was his name. And he put his backpack in the urinal and we all pissed on it in gym class.
What
Backpack.
I got stabbed with a pencil once in 6th grade. I still got the piece of lead in my arm.
Oh, I dared a kid to stab this
For
big
a quick
black
fight,
girl with a
whatever.
pencil.
Did you do it?
He did it and he snitched, dude. He took us all down.
Damn.
And they suspended me too because I dared him to do it.
That's
and I
lame.
told him I'd give him like $5. And I remember the officer in the school was like, and I bet you weren't even going to give him $5. Like,
Yeah.
no, of course not.
I kicked my buddy's crutches out from underneath him in a hallway because he like every year during football broke his foot.
Oh, yeah.
Like whenever training was, his foot's broken.
Mm-hmm.
So he was telling me, he was like, my foot's totally fine. I just have these crutches because it allows me to be late to class every time. So like every time the bell rings and I show up late, I just walk up and then put my crutches on and go in. And so he was on his crutches in the hallway where everyone's walking, and I was like, he's faking. But he was actually putting weight on them. So I just kicked his crutches out in front of him, and I was the only one knew he was faking. So like he face planted on the ground and then looked up and it was like, oh my God. But like gave me a quick smile and knew that he had like screwed me.
Yeah. I knew a kid like that too in high school. He had many concussions.
Oh, yeah.
And what he liked to do is like ride his Banshee.
What's
You
a
guys know what a
Banshee?
Banshee is?
Like the...
It's like a fast ATV.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd fall off and just get concussions. And he was on the wrestling team, and every year he'd wrestle for like the first 2 weeks and just get a concussion.
And be out for the rest of the season.
And he'd come to all the events though. But or his leg was messed up too, and he had like 100 concussions. And I remember one time he just told me like, I bet we wouldn't be friends if I didn't have all these concussions. And I was like, why is that? And he goes, because I was a fucking nerd before I got hit in the head. Like, oh, you were smart before you got hit in the head 100 times.
Yeah, those are bad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how serious concussions were until I was like 18.
Yeah,
Like I was out of high school before I realized, and then you meet someone like, I got concussed once, and now I scream at colors.
And it doesn't help that he's like a stupid bowl haircut.
Oh.
And his hair wasn't
like
long
Mo.
enough to get into his eyes, but he always do the flick. But it wasn't long enough to
Yeah.
ever be in his eyes, but he'd always flick it out of his face.
I think a lot of German kids used to do that.
German kids.
Yeah. I always seen. Okay, so when I was in German class, every time they would show a German video, like they would have us translate it or write it down or whatever. Those kids always had that haircut and those like long zipped up track jackets, like the windbreaker jackets, the real skinny ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always had that little bowl haircut and then flip it out of the way.
That was horrible. I never met any German kids like that. Probably just that production team.
Yeah. No, that does sound like Green Street Hooligans. That movie.
I don't know.
You went to German class.
You don't know, but you laughed.
Green Street Hooligans is a
what
funny
were
name.
you saying that? Like about the Euro trash there. That's what I was imagining.
Oh yeah.
You were telling me about
talking more
those guys.
About, like English guys who is like, "Hey, bruv." They say "bruv" a lot,
Yeah.
like you do. They wear track suits.
Yeah, track suits and
like
a chain.
To do Molly and smoke like cheap cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I don't know.
Do they have bowl haircuts? What's the haircut?
The haircut, it's like a beanie and like a shitty like short spike kind of style.
Wow,
It's like your hair, almost like patchier and more messy.
Patchier?
Yeah, it's like patchy and messy. It's not.
Okay.
You can
So
just
it's like they
just
cut all their
Google,
own
like,
hair?
Slav kid or something too, like SLAV, and you can see,
Slav kid.
and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about like when you were in Germany.
Yeah.
So that's all I was picturing. But
yeah.
When did you go to
there's
Germany?
I've lived in Germany until I was about like 4, and then I moved here, and then I've been going back every like couple years.
Do you have family out there?
Yeah, most of my family's out there. My mom's side.
Why'd you guys move? Doesn't
My
make
dad-
sense.
My dad was in the military, and he met my mom. Which, by the way, I always thought it was a weird thing because my mom didn't speak English, my dad didn't speak German, and my dad said, "Cory, don't ever marry a girl that comes up to you and spits vodka in your mouth at a bar," which I never got until I found out that's how my parents met.
yeah, when I was in Mexico, I started hitting on this girl at a bar, and we quickly both realized she didn't speak English and I didn't speak Spanish at all. But we still did the dance for like 10 minutes. And it was weird how everything was the same, just with no language or communication.
Yeah.
But like if you'd seen us from afar, it would have looked exactly the same as if we spoke the same
Yeah,
language.
if you can't hear the words.
It's just
Exactly,
no. Like it's exactly like it's I don't know. It's more like some sort of chimp-like mating ritual. Words not necessary. Yeah.
Yeah. My point is, I think there's a difference between like American trash and Euro trash.
American
white
trash is
horrible.
creative.
I don't know about that. I mean,
American
like-
trash is Kid Rock.
there's a lot of it's like the Kid Rock and stuff, but there's also like, like ghetto kids who like I'm about that life, listen to rap music.
Oh yeah.
Kids
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But Euro trash is like white kids who listen to rap music, but not American rap. So like imagine German
Yeah,
rap.
yeah,
And
German rap.
They probably know American rap, but it's like a whole different thing. It's like a whole different level of wigger that you've never seen in your life.
No, I used to listen to a UK rapper called The Streets, and I don't remember.
Just imagine that then.
Yeah, just imagine a white, scrawny white guy.
Yeah. In a tracksuit.
In a tracksuit. Yeah, I can't remember what it sounds like for the life of me, but I remember I had it on my iPod. But yeah, when if someone says like American white trash, I picture
There's different levels, right?
yeah, I picture Primus people, but then
Primus?
Primus. Do you know Primus?
No.
Don't worry, they suck.
Okay.
I picture like My Name Is Mud people, but they're all like in my mind they're all very creative, because they like have a rabbit ears antenna out of coat wire hanger, and they can light a crack pipe off the stove, and
Yeah, they can start
like
to
hey,
surf the pin.
and a matchbook cover.
Yeah.
Like I can cut the gas with the matchbook cover, and my Chevy will start.
Yeah.
But I don't imagine any other country's trash is being able to do like MacGyver their life together like America's can.
Yeah, they have too good of public transport to have to worry about getting their truck started.
Yeah.
I guess if your truck breaks in Eastern Europe, you just take the bus.
Yeah. It's like I like up in in Montana. Like, I like to talk to my truck.
Oh yeah.
I talk to my
Yeah.
I talk to my truck, and I don't believe in global warming because the Earth isn't warm ever. But what is it? I can build my own windmill out of toothpicks and beer cans.
Yeah, sure. I saw a lot of woodmills when I was up there.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. There's a lot of different kinds of trash, I guess, is the point. Just ran out of steam pretty fast.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a lot more on this white trash subject.
Yeah, are you going to get up and leave too and not just leave me to talk alone? You guys can only go at
Maybe.
once.
Yeah, no, we can only
You
leave
hold
one
it
at a
down.
time. That one's not on the rule sheet, but it probably should
You
be
should-
because
I-
I've left more.
I heard you should not talk about the rule sheet on air.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
just did. So you breaking the rules.
Those, yeah. You know, the only person that's been really good about the rules is Alyssa.
She's been on this?
Yeah, she was on this. She worked her way onto this,
How?
pestering Closet Guy enough, and then he was going to have her on, and then he couldn't do it, so then it ended up being me. But I was just going to, I was like, yeah, you interview her, and
This is you two. You
and
just
then
did it.
I'll have that on my computer
Is it still
to
on your
never
computer?
upload. No, I uploaded it because Ryan showed up. Ryan and then Frankie.
Okay.
Frankie showed up, and they screamed cunt at each other for a while.
They screamed at each other?
Yeah, so I was like, Alyssa screamed at Frankie for like 5 minutes, just screamed cunt at him. And then at the end, he was like, I'm sorry, who are you?
He doesn't
He
even
didn't remember at all.
That's crazy. I wish I could freak out that hard and not remember.
Right? Oh,
If I
no,
did
he's a
something
robot.
That stupid. I'm thinking about it for the next 2 weeks, at least.
He said he did some soul searching, so
Really? Yeah, we'll see.
I
about
don't
that.
know what that means. So I'm talking to him later today.
Maybe he's calmed down a little.
Mm-hmm.
He seems so high strung.
No, he's very. Have you ever hung out with him after he's gotten out of the gym?
No.
He's a completely different person.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, he's always he doesn't blink enough. Very
Yeah.
robotic. He's just he's a regular guy. If you hang out with him right after he
How
gets
long
out of
does
the
that
gym,
last?
for about 2 hours, and then he's back to old Frankie.
Oh. I don't know old Frankie or new Frankie. I don't really know the guy.
So I don't know anything about Germany.
Mm.
I picture like a lot of I picture the Animals cover album of Pink Floyd, and then like lots of strudel,
I don't know. It's very
gingerbread
green.
houses.
Well, we're very green and hilly and big forests, I guess. There's like it's really old. A lot of cool fact. Like where my grandma lives, I was just looking out the window, and she goes, "See that trail in the forest?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's where Napoleon marched his troops through." So it's like a lot of cool facts like that.
Yeah.
Or like another place we were at, and she's like, "See that place right there? Yeah, I could see the smoke from the Jews being burned from this vantage point." So there's like it's very
There's a lot of history.
yeah. You'll be
People have been there
walking,
for a
you'll see
while.
like this building was built in 1018. You're like, what the fuck? This building is old.
Yeah.
Here everything's pretty new compared to
Right.
in Europe.
And buildings aren't here, might not even be built to last that long.
Yeah, exactly. All those are old. They still have like cobblestone roads. Like I remember
Really?
the biggest city down there that they paved over them once. And everyone's like, what the fuck? We like cobblestone. So they got rid of all the thing, put cobblestone back down.
If there was a building built in 1018 here,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go inside of it. I wouldn't trust it
Yeah.
because that means like Sacagawea built it with some mud, and I'm not fucking around
Exactly.
in that building.
Yeah, it's cool seeing all the old architecture, I guess, of the buildings. I guess it's just old. It's more green. It rains a lot. It's like if Seattle just got a lot of old buildings and some history.
Oh, okay.
It's Germany.
And that's
like
Germany.
Oregon? Yeah. Have you been to Oregon?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Oregon-esque.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess. It's very green and a lot of forests, big trees, and rains a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just all the footage I've seen of Germany is in black and white, so I imagine it very industrial,
No, it's very clean, too. Very clean.
very clean.
Yeah, you don't see like a lot of trash on the streets. Here, you see like litter everywhere.
Yeah.
In Germany, I don't really see it too often because people just care more. I don't know. Roads are smaller too.
Roads are smaller
Yeah.
because
Like
trucks or because cars are smaller.
Yeah, you can drive like an F-150 down the road down there.
I've heard that like German people are like actually follow rules, as opposed to here in America. That's what I heard from one of my friends who came back, and
Like
they're
follow rules like what?
it was like there was no cars coming in any direction, but there's 10 people on the corner of a crosswalk waiting for the light to turn.
Oh, I don't know about
It was
that.
like that's what he said. Just he saw, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Wow, he was like, it's very rule oriented like that until I got into the pub, and then people were fighting."
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a really cool holiday in Germany, and I never got to do it because I was either too young or then too old. And my grandparents would never let me do it, and it's called Hexennacht, which I think is like I think that's the right word, and then translation is like witch's night, and it's basically you just ruin people's property.
Really?
Yeah, you get you just go out at a night and you take like flower plants and throw them in the road or put them on top
Yeah.
of buildings, and like you just mess with people's lawns. and
Like a
stuff.
teenage purge?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, like a teenage purge. So maybe when they have events like that yearly, the teenagers are a lot more calm. And
Maybe, yeah.
there's like when you're growing up and once a year you just get to fuck everything up.
Right. If there's one night a year
Yeah.
that everyone's getting together to go toilet paper houses, maybe you don't do that every weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, well, we saving the good toilet paper, you know. We stock it up. I think Germans, they're more by the rules in the sense of like work.
Mhm.
Like they work harder than like Americans. I've noticed Like, they're a lot lazier. Like when you're at work, you're on time. You work all the way through your shift besides your break, and
Yeah.
then you're done and you go. And there's like a word for it in Germany. It's called like the Deutsche Werk something. I don't know, something like that. And it's like a general consensus basically in Germany that you got to work hard and you got to be proficient. Like accuracy, proficiency, on time.
Yeah.
It's like very like I guess like a good example, the Japanese when they first in World War II talked to the Germans, they liked them because they were like the Japanese of Europe. So it's like a good comparison.
Okay, efficient.
Yeah.
That would explain why
cool.
those two small countries did so much damage.
Exactly, right? And what was that? I think like the Japanese when they first came to Germany, they wrote about it and they called it the land of giants. Because the people were massive.
That'd be really interesting to study just the old writings of when everyone got on boats and their
Yeah.
initial reactions to every other culture. And
I like the Japanese when they first, the Europeans, I don't know, I think it was the English, maybe went to Japan. They came back like, these people cannot learn boats. They'll take over the world.
we have to keep them
Yeah.
from boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the craziest boats, and they do have a great view. Every time I see a picture of like Thailand, I'm like, that boat doesn't look like it should work.
Yeah. Probably just glide over water.
Yeah,
Like those lizards with the web feet.
Yeah, like the lizard, sure.
Yeah.
Not like that at all.
Japanese
Jesus lizard.
Jesus lizards.
badass band.
Badass.
Yeah, I haven't been east ever really.
Yeah.
I need to go and travel to Europe some point soon. I wanted to. I was looking at it once. What does it take or cost if I were to fly to Europe somewhere and try and go to the next
Oh, it'd
point?
be cheap.
Yeah, the next point. I was like, the cheapest place to fly, and then where could I travel on the other side? That's like the next cheapest place to fly.
You could go to like England and you could go to all of Europe. You know,
Yeah.
there's a tunnel from England to like France. You
Really?
could drive under the water. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
You
that.
could drive.
Yeah, I
all
was looking
over
at
Europe.
ferries
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
you
there
don't
was a
need
tunnel.
ferries. You could just drive everywhere. You could take the train everywhere too.
Yeah.
And I think it might be a little harder for you because you're American. But I know if you have a European passport,
Mhm.
because of they're in the European Union, you can just go right through. You don't need to stop. And
Really?
I've driven through Europe, and you don't ever get stopped at like driving checkpoints. Maybe now with all those refugees, I don't know if it's different, more strict. But
Yeah. Yeah, I can't quite remember what the movie is called. It's Green Street something, but it was about like football clubs. Like it was the groups of people that after the match meet in the streets and fight. It was about those drunks, and that was a part. I watched it when I was younger, and it struck me as so odd when they were like, "All right, we're going to the next football stadium." then they all got on the train for an hour and got off, and they're like, "Yeah, let's fight." And I was like, that was it from one football stadium to the next. It was like an hour train ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, between like I just had never
You got to think
thought
about
of
how
that.
small.
Yeah, how small it is.
Yeah.
That's really what clinched it or made me understand
Oh,
how
okay.
small it was.
Yeah.
I was like, that's an 8-hour drive in any direction from here.
Yeah. If you drive 8 hours in Texas, you're in Texas. If you drive 8 hours
Yeah.
in France, you're like in Italy. You know,
Yeah.
something crazy.
Yeah, that's here from Denver is
Yeah, different country, exactly.
yeah, it's a different country.
So I wonder if that's what. Wait, is the Autobahn only in Germany, or is it like?
it's only in Germany, and it's a great invention. It should be everywhere.
Yeah.
So basically, when you see the sign with the circle and the lines through it, it just means go however fast your car can fucking go. And you just go. And they don't ever wreck. There's not a lot of wrecks, you know. You just
Yeah, they all
there's
drive fairly well on
there's
that
I've
Autobahn.
driven in the shit parts of this, you know, country where there's nothing for miles,
Yeah.
hundreds of miles. Why can't I just go 105?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In case you crash, because no one's going to be there to save you for hours, and then you're dead.
But then that's his
That's
prerogative.
I know, but that's the thinking behind it. To keep everyone. It's the same thing with
You're
seatbelts.
gonna hurt someone's cornfield.
You might.
Yeah.
You might become homeless
All,
because of
all
that corn.
30 square feet of it.
Yeah, there's not much to hurt.
No.
But the Autobahn's crazy because maybe it's like 6 lanes long and everyone's going over 100 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to deal with it, I guess. I don't know.
Where is it?
Where is it? Just,
I don't know anything about it.
Just like on the freeway here. Like imagine if you're driving to Denver and then it gets to the part where you're just like, hey, go fast. You see the sign, you just punch it.
So yeah.
So it's like all over Germany.
Okay.
It's not just like one part.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I thought it was like one major highway like we'd have for.
No, there's
Oh,
like
that's what I
certain
thought, too.
rules. I think like maybe like when you're driving to the next city, you can't go as fast as you want because it's more populated and it's a smaller stretch of road. But there's parts where, you know, it opens up more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's speed limits.
What is it, like 200?
No, I mean I'm just saying.
Oh,
in
speed
general,
Okay,
you know.
yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I'm dumb.
Yeah, you can just go as fast as you want.
So, what does it cost generally for you? Or you were saying it's pretty cheap to, like, if we were to try and tour through there.
Oh, if I
was
was
gonna try and set up some
it'd be
gigs.
like super cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like the most expensive thing would be the plane ticket there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could stay in hostels, which I don't know the exact price of hostels, but you stay there in a night, and it's probably like, I don't know. I don't even want to guess. 'Cause let's just say 20 euros, probably. Not that much. Probably less than that. Could be more, depending on where at. But what a hostel is basically, I guess, like an army bunker kind of looking place, like just a bunch of bunk beds lined up. Mostly a bunch of young people who just go there for the night. It's just a place to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. At a
Yeah.
certain point, if it's cheaper to tour through Europe than it is to tour through Montana, we might as well do that because those hotel rooms were ridiculous.
Yeah, I was looking them up when we were there, like $100 a night.
Well, is
Yeah.
that why like a lot of bands go to tour Europe first? I mean, well, obviously they tour around here, but like a lot of times their first big major one is Europe because it's a lot easier to get.
I don't know, man. If you're turning Europe and you're a
Probably.
band, you're probably super famous.
Maybe,
You
yeah.
can probably afford it.
I've heard of some smaller bands going to Europe. Maybe that's
Oh.
why. It's just because it's cheaper. But
I think with music it's different than comedy because
Yeah.
not everyone's gonna speak English. Comedy might not
True.
translate.
Mhm.
There's a language barrier.
I always just assumed that there was enough English-speaking population in every country. That, like, I've heard of other comics going there and they don't seem to have a problem.
Yeah. So I don't know when it was, but I remember my German grandma actually telling me this, that there was a vote and about what the world language would be. And it was English, but she was mad because German was like 2 votes away. And the guy who voted, like one of the guys who voted against it was German. So like the world language is English.
Uh-huh.
So most people speak really good English, like especially younger kids.
Yeah.
There's like probably like 7-year-olds that you could have a full conversation with in Germany, like you can an adult here, because their English is that good.
Yeah. They focus on that really hard, right? I mean,
Yeah, you have to.
I did always wonder that why it did seem like other countries learned English, and I was like, why don't Why don't I know any other languages?
Yeah.
It's
Don't do that now.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do
So
that.
just messing with it. Yeah, I tried to learn Spanish,
Mm.
and my teacher made me hate it. Because she came in, she was obviously like just read a couple pages of the textbook the night before.
Yeah.
Had no idea what she was doing. Because she showed up first day to class, and she says, "My name is Miss Glass, or as you guys can all call me in Spanish, Senor Vidrio." Said it like that.
Ugh.
Senor Vidrio. She had a southern accent.
Senor.
Senor.
Not even senorita.
No, not even La
Senor.
Profesora. And
Wow.
and Glass
And
was
that's
her
who you're
name.
learning
It's
Spanish
Vidrio. Yeah, that's how I was learning Spanish from.
I probably wouldn't know.
I hated it.
I probably wouldn't know a second language unless I had to.
Yeah.
Like I came to America, I didn't know any English, and my parents thought they should put me in daycare so I could learn English.
Mm.
And they'd be so proud if I would learn an English word. So when I'd learn an English word, I'd say it in my head all day to try to remember it so I could get home and tell them it. And my favorite one was asshole. And I remember the kid said asshole, and he had a huge reaction. Like people
You just
surrounded
noticed
him.
it got laughs. Yeah.
Yeah, people surrounded like
It got
"Yeah!"
attention.
and I was like, "Damn, asshole's a good word." So that's what I thought. So when my dad picks me up, and I was like, "I learned a new word today." He's like, "What was it?" Asshole. And I had to tell like everyone in my family the new word I learned. I didn't know it was a bad word because they never told me I'm not supposed to say it.
Yeah.
What did they just point and giggle?
Yeah, they just laughed. They're like, "Go tell him now." I'm like, "I learned a new word. It's asshole." Yeah. I don't swear. My parents never cared about swearing. It was never like a thing in my house.
Yeah.
No?
No, I don't know about you guys.
No, I noticed that with the with that benefit for the troop show, how much I swear. It's like I know I swear a lot, but I never gave a shit
Yeah,
to care or try
exactly.
to speak differently, until I had to be clean on stage, and then I wanted, like, I didn't even have to by the time I went up, but I wanted to prove to myself that I could be funny without cursing.
And you were wrong, huh?
Huh?
No, were
Yeah,
you
yeah. No, I did it. I was like the only comic who did it,
Oh,
who
great.
managed a whole clean set. But it was weird once I was actually consciously thinking of what I was saying. How much? It's like I did sets to prepare. I don't know if you were there. I did gold camp, and I had Tyler make tally marks for every curse word I said, and I was trying not to curse, and I was like, all right, I think I did pretty good. And he went up right after me as the host, and he was like, all right, you said fuck 10 times, you said shit 13 times.
Wow,
You said
that's
you
a
had
lot.
5 dams, 3 asses, and you said come once.
You're making me wonder now.
Yeah.
How often do I swear?
If you
It's more than you think. It's way more than
it's
you
more
think.
than
gotta
you
be.
think. Yeah.
And most people don't care or notice, right?
No.
Yeah.
I've never gotten down with the sets. I was like, you said fuck a lot.
Yeah. You just don't notice the people we
Yeah.
do stand up around.
I don't know, man. I don't know about doing a clean set. It's not who I am, I guess.
Aren't you doing that benefit in Loveland though?
Oh, we can't swear on that?
Oh, I don't know.
If we can't, I want to know right now.
I have
You-
no idea.
You know, I
You've been
just
hanging out
wrote-
with Chris because he booked
Yeah.
me.
I just wrote a really good joke about my dad fucking me, pretty much. You telling me that don't fly up there?
Fly in Loveland.
That
Is
is
it
a good joke. I
is
like
it
that
a-
joke.
What's the benefit for? Because it might work.
I didn't know it was a benefit.
I thought it
I
was
didn't know it
another
was a
military benefit thing.
No,
I
Oh.
don't think so.
but
Maybe I got confused during your guys' last conversation then.
like my mom curses, and I curse, and when she remarried, my stepdad like pointed it out. He's like, "You guys curse a lot." He's like, "We never shut the hell up and eat dinner."
Yeah. How about you, Darren? Are you allowed to swear growing up?
It wasn't like I wouldn't get beat or nothing for it, but it also like it was kind of frowned upon a little bit. But my mom cursed and
Yeah.
like a sailor, and my
My-
dad did too. But yeah,
My thing growing up was like I don't say it around my parents,
mm-hmm.
but not because I get in trouble, because like a respect thing.
yeah,
Can't be around my dad like, it's fucking bullshit, Dad.
yeah.
You know, he'd just beat the shit out of me if I did that. But I mean,
For
around.
respect.
Yeah. Exactly, right?
Just beat you mercilessly.
No, my dad growing up, he had me scared to walk down the stairs alone in the dark. I was scared of the dark because of my dad.
Because your dad might be in the dark.
and because he would do stuff like this. I would walk downstairs and he'd just be like, "Oh, the monster's gonna get you." I'm 4. Why are you making growling sounds in the dark? You know, like why can't I just walk anywhere without being constantly scared? Like he would just make growling sounds and tell me like the ghosts is gonna get me. And I forgot all he's Spanish. He's Spanish heritage, and I forgot all of their names. But like, what are all the Spanish ghost names?
That's why you're a German.
Like
with
the
name Romero.
Llorona.
Yeah, Llorona, yeah,
Llorona,
stuff like
the
that. He would tell me,
cucuy.
"Who's she gonna get? She's gonna pull you by your feet."
Take you down the river.
And like,
Pull you by your feet.
I would sleep Indian style.
If you seen her, your hair would turn white.
There'd be like cats in heat outside, screeching, but that's the ghosts.
Good
Good night.
Well, it's better than telling you that there's cats fucking.
I'd rather hear there's cats fucking. At least I know just cats going about their
At
way.
least you know that that's real.
Yeah, not like a demon outside my window just screaming all night.
Those stories were always fun for me. So, I know you've seen things, and you probably just had a childhood. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that reminded me of. My mom had this house in Airway Heights, Washington, and I remember I would wake up at 4 a.m. just because I liked a few moments or a couple hours to myself with no one else awake, but I had to be very quiet. So now, suddenly looking back, my routine as a kid was to wake up before dawn, get my rats to crawl all over me as I silently creeped around the house for some peace.
And you had brothers and sisters growing up?
I had a brother.
Okay. And
I
you guys-
had a brother. I have a brother.
And
He's
you
in the
guys
Air
fight?
Force. He's a younger brother. Not really. We're a pretty good team. We
Yeah.
fought, but like I was just always way bigger,
Yeah.
and then I didn't fight him. So like,
Oh, okay.
like he would run up and give me like a Dragon Ball Z amount of
Oh,
punches.
yeah.
While I just stood there and knock him over. But that's about the extent of it. Other than that, we were pretty.
Yeah, same.
Pretty
but
good team.
Sometimes I remember beating the shit out of my sister. Like she needed it. I don't know. She would just like hit me.
Your sister's younger?
Yeah, she's like 3 years younger, dude. I could take her. It was bad because I could take like 6 hits, and I would let her go. I'd like let her hit me a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, I'd just get mad and I just beat the fuck out of her. My parents would get mad because I used to choke her and like turn her face like blue.
wonder what kind
And
of guy she
is
does
that-
now.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking like, what if I gave my sister a choking fetish? Like now she like, and I wondered like, you know, of one way for sure she could have got me to stop choking me, like for me to stop choking her, if she would have just gave me like one of these like, like just, like mid choke, just like yes.
It does sound like she got more Spanish genes and you got more German.
She would get angry. She had my dad's temperament for sure.
Yeah.
Like anything didn't go her way, she'd slam doors, put holes in the wall, and just go fucking ballistic. And I just have to put them dukes up. But you know, she did have like a really big temperament growing up, and I'd play on that. I would just love to piss her off like any way I could. Just try to get her mad and get her screaming. I don't know why.
It's funny.
I just wonder if that
As
was
a
normal.
sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my friends are younger brothers.
I'm a younger brother.
Yeah, I think because they're good followers.
Good followers. Yeah.
I think because they're led easily.
Yeah. My sister used to like want to be like me.
Why?
I don't know. When I was little, and I remember like she tried to hang out with me and my friends, and she's like, my friends didn't like it because they didn't like a 3-year-old running after us in a diaper down the street trying to hang out with us. Like, go away! I'm not cool in front of my friends. Fuck off.
Trying to skateboard.
Yeah, I'm trying to be cool right now. Will you like leave me alone? Like little did I know, my sister just wants to be like me, but you know when you're like 7, you don't think about that.
No,
You're just like fuck off.
Go away.
Yeah,
your brain is strawberry jam.
exactly.
You're
like,
only
why
concerned with how
can't you
cool.
just be not here?
No, my fear, my claustrophobia was gained because of my brother. And my brother decided to put me in tight spaces for long periods of time.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
I've locked my
As an
sisters
older
in closets
sibling,
too.
yeah, as an
Yeah.
older sibling, that's funny. It's really funny.
No, it's hilarious. I've locked my sister in closets many times and just have her like banging on it.
Yeah,
just
no, it
hilarious.
causes problems. It turns out.
I still don't think there's anything funnier than someone being like, guys, come on. Guys. I do that when I start to get trashed. I'm like, guys, my mom got me these shoes.
It's funny when you could put your sister in a laundry machine, you know, and just sit on it.
Did you ever shoot her with BB guns?
No,
I got that a lot.
I think I did. I think the worst scar I ever left on her, I think, was I had an inhaler and I put it on her skin and went like 100 times and just left an inhaler burn on her arm for like 2 months. Like the weakest of all fucking scars.
Yeah. What? Never mind. I don't know.
I remember I was trapped in the car with my brother and my cousin for some cross-country road trip. And they had like 10 movies to watch on this DVD player. They didn't watch 9 of them because they played the same scene on SpongeBob movie over and over again, and just to fuck with me, to the point where I was like asking my Aunt Brenda, I was like, please, can you make them stop before I do something horrendous?
We did
they
that.
keep singing the Goober song over and over again, and I'm going to kill everyone in this
Oh,
car.
really? Just, I'm a goofy goober.
Yeah, I used to know that. Me and my cousins used to know that movie line for line verbatim, and we would
The SpongeBob movie?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah. We drove to South Dakota one time, and just there and back, nonstop SpongeBob movie. When we were relaxing, SpongeBob movie. I don't know why. It's the only movie I've ever done that with.
Really?
Yeah, but I used to know that movie line for line.
I used to. I remember I was driving to Vegas once with my friends.
Mm-hmm. How old were
not
you?
my friends. It was Pee Wee football.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a football thing we were going to, and my parents couldn't go because they had work,
Mm-hmm.
but his parents could go, so I went with them. And they were his little sister, she was like a baby, and she watched Sesame Street. What's the one of Kermit the Frog? The Muppets. That's
The
one.
Muppets, yeah.
And she would say "fucky" instead of "froggy." I want "fucky."
I want Bucky.
And I'm the only one who heard it. So there's like 3 hours of her just "I want "fucky," I want "fucky," and I'm losing it, and I'm the only one.
They probably got used to it at that point.
They probably didn't hear "I want "fucky."
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think as a parent, sometimes you block that out. Your kids can do no wrong. So you don't hear the fucky thing.
Nah, I want "froggy," I want "fucky."
Give me fucky.
Well, you don't talk to your mom anymore?
I mean, I'm alright.
Well, you hate your mom, you always say.
Yeah, no, I do.
Why?
I don't know. She's a bitch.
She's what makes her a bitch?
Well, okay, so my mom's calmed down a lot more now that we've gotten older or whatever. My mom used to be a terrible alcoholic meth head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and used to beat us a lot. So, I mean, I don't think she'll ever hear this. Yeah, I doubt that she will. She
Okay.
never
Oh,
watches
you're
any
safe.
of my projects, yeah.
Good.
She's not proud of her baby boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I have this thing where I'm afraid of. Well, not so much anymore, but I used to be really afraid of garage doors opening. Like the sound of a garage door opening
it's a
would,
scary sound.
it would immediately give me anxiety because that meant that my
Your
mother
mom's
was home.
home?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah. It was the
God.
worst, dude. Like
That is
literally,
crazy.
my mom would flip over nothing. Like, okay, so like say there were a few crumbs on the counter. She'd be having a great day. Comes home, sees the few crumbs on the counter, and just from there would absolutely lose her shit. Like Jekyll and Hyde type stuff. Yeah. And then she went to the doctor, therapist, got on some medication to help with her fucking banana-ness.
And what was it? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure she's like, she's crazy bipolar.
She's just bipolar?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not exactly sure what the doctor told her because she never talks about it. She doesn't ever want to be crazy, but we all know that it's there. But yeah, no, she got diagnosed for what the fuck ever. She has crazy mood disorders. I know that. She gets angry a lot really easily. And then the weed just got better here in Colorado. And now we talk like once a month. And now we don't fight during holidays anymore.
Well, it's so obvious your mom doesn't care about you, though. Or else you wouldn't be living with Nyland.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, definitely. My stepdad was like more than cool. He's like, yeah, I'll help you out. And my mom
Really?
was like, I don't know how to help you. I was like,
Really?
yeah. She's like, there's nothing I can do for you. And I was like, okay.
Okay, wow. She's
Yeah.
gone through that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she went through it herself. So I have no idea. I don't know. I think she likes to take more credit in what she did. Because I was raised by like my grandparents too most of the time.
Yeah.
So the times that my mom were around or we weren't alone, I was probably at relatives or whatever it may be. But I don't know. It's just
And you
crazy.
hold, like grudges.
Do I hold grudges?
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah,
As
man.
I get older, I figure it out. We're starting to build a relationship. That's whatever.
know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really like.
There's a lot of people in my family done fucked up shit to me, and I just can't be mad about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
It's family.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Exactly. I can't be mad at them forever about it.
Right? Because you're bound to run into them again.
Yeah.
They're gonna be around. I mean, unless they do something really, really fucked up, like stabbed you.
Stab you.
Yeah. Actually, I've been stabbed by family before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were drunk. It was an accident.
I haven't stabbed. I fought with my family before. I remember the time I beat the shit out of my fucking cousin.
Why? What did he do?
I don't know, dude. I think I was just jealous. I was little, and he was supposed to be my friend, and he went to go hang out with his cousin, my sister,
Oh.
and they were having fun without me.
Oh, so you got me. Yeah.
So I went in there. Like, we already fought. I don't know what it was about, so it's something stupid, obviously. But he's in there having fun with my sister, so I go in there, and I'm like, dude, not cool. And just start swinging, I guess. And he took karate. I mean, he landed good shots. He's skinny, but he can hold his own. I mean, like, you think, like, karate in a strip mall is, like, you know, you can't do shit. No, he was fucking me up.
Have you seen the one in the Chapel Hills that they have here?
No.
Yeah, they have like a little kid karate thing here.
That's what he did. He was
Yeah.
like a black belt.
Yep.
And you don't think they can't do shit, but I don't know, strip mall karate, you can really fuck someone up with that shit.
That's that Nick Fisher
Are you
karate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
no.
'Cause I talked to Marco in here, and he took karate for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he got his black belt, and they were like, by the way, this doesn't work. And he had to start learning wrestling.
No, I was talking about my cousin. He did karate, and he had like stripes and shit on his belt. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what the stripes
Oh,
are.
Yeah.
the little tassel
I
There's
thing?
want
one
to know
already out
it's
there.
like you go over and over, you know.
Mhm.
You learn it so much. But I was saying, like, I was way bigger than him, and I was little, and I was like swinging on him, and he was fucking me up too. But all he knew was strip mall karate.
Strip mall karate.
Yeah. So it can't be all bad.
I'm sure it's better than nothing.
Exactly. At least you know something. Like, yeah. Like you know how to throw a punch, maybe and
yeah.
a kick.
Mm-hmm. No, I want to. It's on a long list of shit to eventually get around to, but want to join a boxing gym
Yeah.
and just learn how to throw a decent punch.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
good.
basically
Everyone
it.
needs to know that.
Yeah. Like I'm sure I told you, I ended up in a position where I watched a lot of fights, like street fights, because I live behind a nightclub. Man, it's contagious. And like I saw about 300 fights in a summer, and not one good punch thrown. Not one. 300. No, because it's 600 dudes windmilling at each other and catching someone in like the ear and the thigh.
Yeah.
Just like that. And I was like, how every single one of those would have been solved if one of those guys knew how to punch.
Exactly, yeah.
I was like, I just want to learn that. But if you tell other dudes
Boxing's
that,
the right one. You don't want to learn
Yeah.
wrestling because you're just going to want to take it to the ground.
yeah,
You
I want to
wanna
roll
learn-
around on concrete.
Yeah, you don't want to take it to like these like okay. Did they have the streets here that have the rocks in them? You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about the little tiny rocks?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't ever see those here. But in Utah, that's all I ever saw. I would never
Really?
see like smooth paved streets.
Huh.
They always had these little tiny rocks in them
Hmm.
because in the winter it snowed a lot. I guess I think it was for that.
I feel like we would have that here too. but-
Exactly, but it snows way more in
Okay.
Utah than it does here.
Yeah.
Oh, in Colorado Springs at least.
Oh yeah, true. It's known for snow, but we don't really get that much. It's just
Yeah.
always the worst at the shittiest times.
On Utah, the license plate would say "greatest snow on earth." So fuck you. How do you know that? Like, what gets you the right to put that on your license
Yeah.
plate? Like, what, Sweden ain't got good snow?
Yeah.
Greatest snow on earth, huh?
Yeah. Eskimos are like, I wish our snow was as good as Utah.
This is good snow, but it's not Utah snow.
It's not Utah snow.
Exactly.
Oh fuck! What were we just talking about?
Fighting,
Fighting.
boxing. You want to learn boxing?
Yeah, I want to learn boxing. It was something else, but we can go back to boxing. Yeah, of like, if I was gonna fight someone that didn't that knew more
Oh yeah.
than
yeah.
how to block a punch, then fuck it. Like I shouldn't have been fighting with that person anyway.
Yeah.
But it seems to me, in my personal experience, all the people that like to fight at bars aren't really taking the training.
Exactly.
Because I think that's the first thing any dojo of anything teaches you is don't fight at bars.
Well, it's not that. It's like you're fighting dudes on your Saturday
Yeah.
at 3:00 in the afternoon.
So if you like to fight, you're already doing that.
Yeah. You don't want to get your ass kicked. Like, you know what a punch feels like to your nose. You don't want that at a bar when
Yeah.
you're trying to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Those are dudes, like, if you fight at a bar, it's got to be something real serious. I don't know. Guys just get drunk and yell at each other. I would never fight. Like, I never get drunk and want to hit someone. I'm not that kind of drunk.
I've gotten that like very few times. Usually when I drink tequila,
I
gold
don't know,
tequila.
man. You look like a depressed drunk. What do? You get drunk and you hide under a blanket for 3 hours. I've seen you drunk.
I know. I only do that sometimes.
Come on, man.
I fell asleep that night. I didn't get depressed. I was sleepy.
Yeah, you just look sad all the time.
Did
I
it?
guess.
Oh yeah.
I
did.
text Rummery. I was like, "What'd Sammy say about the sword holes in your wall?" And he sent me back, "What sword wall holes? Who is this?" I haven't responded. I think I'm just gonna periodically text him about things he's fucked up in his life.
Yeah. Which is a stupid thing to do. Like, I'm drunk. I'm going to show off how much I don't care. And then he puts
Yeah.
holes in his wall with a samurai sword.
Yeah.
Or katana. What do we call it?
Katana.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, he doesn't remember
I had
that.
to show him. I had a show. It
Yeah.
was me and Jay were smoking weed.
I went into his room looking for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like looking around at eye level. I didn't realize he put him practically in the ceiling.
Yeah. There's one, like, there's like a level to it. So if you go down to like the second level, there's one where he just got the sword and went straight up into the and me and Jay just looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, dude, you're cool.
Guys,
you
I'm
can hang
cool,
out
right?
with us.
Yeah, you
Jesus
can hang
Christ.
out.
Yeah, dude.
You're cool now.
You ain't got to lie to kick it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Chill.
That was, I've been wanting to do a joke about it forever, but it gets mixed reactions from audiences. I think mostly because they feel bad for a couple of the people in the story, but it's the one about, so like every group has a shit donkey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen you try to do that joke.
Yeah,
I like
one.
that joke. Well, because I know the people personally. So.
Right. But yeah, it
I like
ends.
because it's true.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, and I think it's a really weird moment where it's a couple people in the story trying to prove that they're cool enough to hang.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in the story is trying to prove to each other that they're cool enough to hang out, and we're just inflicting physical violence in order to prove that, but we don't need to be doing any of it.
There's always that one
It's
kid.
all exposed.
There's always that one kid in every group, but I think we've all done stuff where you're like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm a bitch, I guess. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
they're not going to be my friend if I don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I had that in like 8th grade. My friends Skylar and Brandon, they like to skip
Oh my
class.
God! I had friends Skylar and Brandon who
Everyone
probably did the
did.
same thing.
So they like to skip class. I never skipped class. But when you skip class when you're 14, you know what you do? You go in the bathroom for a whole period and just stand in there. Which I didn't know that's what you did. I thought we were going to do something cool. I thought we were going to like drink a beer. I was
Yeah.
going to smoke my first cigarette or something. You know, I didn't know.
They
No, but they're
just
like,
hang around.
they're like, after the assembly, we're going to meet in the bathroom. Like, I'll try that.
I'll
And-
give it a
And what we
whirl.
didn't know, it was, I thought we were going to meet there like a rendezvous and then go somewhere else. But it turned out
Yeah.
you just sit in the bathrooms all period, which was by the special ed room also.
Mhm.
And there was this big motherfucker named Scout who had Downs.
Uh-huh.
And he was like a big Mexican kid. I think he looked like he was 30. Jesus. I don't know what disability makes you look like you're older, but he had it.
He had it. He had ages.
And what he would do is he'd go, ooh. He would just do that moan all the time down the halls. And that's how you knew he was coming.
Like a ghoul.
Yeah. So I remember the bathroom doors opened and we were scared because we thought, like, oh shit, we're busted. And I hear, ooh. I'm like, oh, it's Scout. It's cool, guys.
Yeah, we're good.
So he walks. So he walks in and he drops pants and boxers right in front of us. We see full dick, and we start screaming like girls, like we're about to get raped. So he's like, oh, okay, he's just peeing in the urinal, but we're all hiding inside the stall. There's only one stall, 2 urinals. So he gets done peeing and he walks over to the stall we're in, hiding from him with his pants and his boxers around his ankles. Just going like this. So, and we're screaming like girls because he's big as fuck and he's closing in on us. He's closing in. And my friend Brandon, he jumps over to the little divider.
Yeah.
He jumps over and he's free. Skylar wears cowboy boots. He's not jumping over urinals, and I'm fat. And he's coming closer, and he's closing in on us, and we're pushed up against the wall, screaming, and he's moaning with his dick out. And he grabs toilet paper and just dries his dick up, and he leaves. But I'm never skipping class again because of that. I was like, holy fuck. I thought we were about to get raped by a big dumb Downs fucking Mexican kid, dude. Just like, he was scary.
Yeah, have you ever heard that Brian Regan joke about trying to get out of work? That's,
No.
He's working at like Toys R Us or somewhere.
Yeah.
And his coworker goes like, "Hey, I figured out a place where we can get out of work." He's like, "Oh yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah, follow me." And they go, and he finds like a hole in the drywall, and he's like, "All right, this is how we get to it." He's like, oh, "Okay." So he's like, so we go through the wall, and so we're like up between, like in the framing of the wall, and he gets to a certain point that he's following this guy, and the guy just stops, and he's like, "Okay, what next?" He's like, just stand here. Better than working, right? He's like, "Is it?"
Exactly.
Just stand in the wall.
Yeah, Miss Foster's English period did not seem that bad. Like Huckleberry
Scout.
Fiend seems like a pretty good book.
Yeah, I did that because I stopped smoking weed pretty young, so I would
You must have
skip
started
class.
pretty young.
Yeah, I
old?
skipped class. Well, I remember I quit when I was like 15.
Would you just start when you're 14, like a whole year? of
Yeah,
just weed
probably.
smoking?
Yeah, but
This is too much, guys. I can't do it.
But I just remember I wasn't smoking weed, but I would like be cool, skip with all my friends
Oh, yeah.
that were all stoners,
Yeah.
but they would go to Chick-fil-A,
Oh god.
and like I didn't smoke weed or have money, so there's no point in me going to Chick-fil-A.
You get a water cup?
So I would just, yeah, get a water cup. But I would just go to the library and read, like a book on abnormal psychology, like a textbook. I would go in the library and study while everyone else skipped class, and then I'd see them coming back in from the parking lot with Chick-fil-A, and they're like, "Oh, sweet, they're back," and I'd rejoin with them again. We all go back into class, and it didn't dawn on me every time I did that the teacher was like, "Ah, Nyland, the fucking stoner, going and getting
yeah.
Chick-fil-A." I was just like, "Sweet, I don't want to sit in class."
Yeah, because they're boring. And
Yeah.
why do teachers get mad when you fall asleep in class? Like, you're fucking boring. You can't
You
keep
have no
me
stage
awake.
presence,
Yeah.
no timing.
Exactly. You can't plan a lesson to keep me awake for an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm the fucking shithead. Like, you're the one who can't entertain a class. for more
Clear
than an hour.
eyes.
Yeah.
Bueller.
Chloroform, more like boroform. Borophyll, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I had a teacher
Chloroform.
named Mr. Sylvester. Did you ever?
What a stupid name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he had like Hawaiian shirts with the Sylvester cat on them.
Oh, I bet he did.
Yeah, and he was a raging angry lush with the Sylvester cat shirt, and he would like he wasn't allowed to talk about boozing to kids, so he would just have obvious code words where he's like, I'm playing a movie. Like, he's sitting with his feet up on the desk and sunglasses on in the middle of the day, and he's like, "I had a lot of juice this weekend, so we're watching movies about the war." But what was it? All the other kids hated him because he was crazy,
Yeah.
and impersonable, but he would just start going off on a rant about how like the government can send a missile in here to find you at desk 3A and blow just you up and your notebook, but not the rest of your textbooks.
What the
And
fuck?
he would
He's
just
like, because
go
the
off the
school
handle.
textbooks are too valuable.
Yeah, like he would just have his giant black mug of whatever was in there.
You know what? You know why he said just you and your notebook and not the rest of the textbooks is because he's had that argument before. Like, he's told some
It's
kid
come
that,
up more than
and he's
once.
like, "Well, destroy the desk and all the textbooks."
Right.
Like, no, these missiles,
These
only you
missiles?
and your notebooks.
Yeah.
not school
Very,
property.
very precise.
But
Yeah.
he was the only teacher I ever had that was hilarious, and like I was completely awake at every class because I wanted to see what he was gonna do,
Yeah,
what was gonna happen next. But at the end of the year, I had him sign my yearbook, and I think I was the only kid in the whole school that asked him to sign my yearbook. And he like had his glasses on, just like passed out at his desk. Basically, he was like, "Oh yeah, you want me to sign your yearbook?" That's great, man. And he pulls out his desk drawer, and there's like 3 really nice pens lined up. And he reaches past those and grabs a stamp. And it says, Mr. Sylvester. He goes, that's from the heart.
Oh God, yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
I never got like sleeping in school. I thought it was like a myth until I got into like boarding classes in junior high. There was this our earth science teacher. He'd always talk about the gorge.
The Royal Gorge?
That's where he lived. He lived in the fucking gorge. He'd drive like 2 hours to work. He'd wake up like at 3 a.m. to be out. To
Like
go.
in the gorge.
It's just the gorge. That's what it was, the gorge. And it was an early period.
Living there with my ham radio
He's
and
like,
my giant
yeah.
antenna.
He'd be like, it snowed today in the gorge. We'd learn about like the heating of the sun. He's like, yeah, I use all natural light to heat my house down on the gorge. When the sun comes over the mountain on the gorge, it heats my house in the gorge. Now, I mentioned I live in the gorge, but there was like kids that always talked to him. They like thought it was the cool thing to do to talk to him in the period. So I my friend like Seth was one of them. So I'd come in and I'd be like, dude, I haven't slept. Can you mention the gorge so I can just sleep this period? Like, I don't feel like learning, so you just get him talking about the gorge for an hour, and I just sleep. Like, God,
Just wind him up on the gorge.
yeah, exactly. I'd be like, yeah, so how's the weather in the gorge? Well, it's way different than here. It's a different climate down on the gorge, and just
A different climate. I live in a different climate from all of you because
like,
I live in the
was,
gorge.
like, so much better. I could just imagine how much the other teachers hated him.
Jealous of the gorge.
Well, because he set up his own weather radar thing just for the gorge.
I feel like if you can construct your own weather radar, you shouldn't be allowed around children.
It was like as a thing that told him the temperature of the gorge, what the gorge was.
In his
He could
classroom?
Pull it up on you can pull it up on his computer.
Oh, okay.
So you pull up like, let's see the temperature in the gorge. Look at that. Looks like we got 54 degrees here down in the gorge. What's it down here in Ogden? 57. Isn't that crazy?
The world's proudest
Like, people
meteorologist.
like, yeah, see, in the gorge is a different climate. Like, fuck you,
The
dude.
gorge has its own climate.
Yeah,
That sounds ridiculous.
it is.
I feel like he could only have an RV camper.
I hope it is. I hope it's shitty. But I know it's not. Cause
I just imagine an RV camper with a bunch of spinning electronics and a giant satellite dish to talk to aliens with.
he looks like that, dude.
He does.
Fat, wears button-ups that don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I slept in school that much until I had graduated, and it was before 21. I went into a hookah bar.
Yeah.
So I was told that's where you're supposed to go. If
Really?
you're not like
I've never
if you're
been
not in
to one, but I
school,
want to.
Yeah, we went to him
It's-
before we were 21.
that is whatever. I didn't.
Nyland, wipe your lip.
That's fine. I don't.
Point is, we go into a hookah bar, and I run into this guy. And he's like, "Dude, Nyland, what's up?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry, man, I don't know you." And he's like, "You know, we sat next to each other for like 3 years." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I have no idea who you are." He's like, "That's right. It was in science class. You were always asleep." And I was like, "I've slept next to this guy for 3 years. No idea. Didn't make any
Exactly.
memories of that class. Apparently, I was asleep for 3 years straight in that class. Didn't know who was sitting next to me."
I can't remember what I think about in school, but I know it wasn't what the teacher was saying. Never once was I like, "This is an interesting lesson. I think I'll stick around and learn." Just zone out and daydream and
Yeah.
draw upside down crosses in my notebooks. It was edgy.
I don't remember what most of the classrooms I was in look like. Any of them.
That I remember because that's all I would look at, like the
Right.
surrounding. Never at the teacher because they're so boring.
The only classroom I have like 2 classrooms I can remember, like I can picture from memory. But in those memories, there's always like raptors breaking through the windows and firing rockets or something. Because that's when I was looking around at the classroom and imagining shit.
Wow.
They're like, what if some dude like
I would think
came
that too.
flying through with a motorcycle and a machine gun? And then that's why I remember the class.
Mine were in elementary school. We'd have the lights. They had like a ditch like this in them, and the lights would be inside the ditch. And I was like, oh, I wish there was a dude up there with a sniper who would just shoot this bitch in the fucking face so I could go out and recess. Stuff like that. Like, well, how can I get out of school?
I gotta be in recess.
I remember in high school, I contemplated calling in a bomb threat at least once a week just to get out of school, you know? It's like a fake
Yeah, I
terrorist
remember-
plot. Yeah.
I remember talking about that bit. Like, I want my drawings on the news.
Yeah.
I love that line.
No, it's not a bit. It's like a true thing. Like I would.
Oh,
like,
really?
hope. Yeah, because it's like a true thought I would have. Like I would do anything just not to go to school today because it's so boring.
Mhm.
I wish I could not want to go to school because I got bullied. Like I think that's a better reason, because at least you're not bored. Like I think like being made fun of would be better than
Mhm.
being bored.
Maybe. I don't know. I think
Maybe.
I accepted. I think I just accepted the inevitability that I was going to school at some point. I was like, eventually I'll not have to go to school anymore. So I just did
Just the
that
biggest,
through the motions.
biggest waste of time of my life.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so stupid.
Yeah, there's a certain part of me that wishes I would have gotten like dropped out
Yeah.
in sophomore year, gotten my GED and started, but I would have never had. That
You
would
would've
have
never had
only
that
been
GED.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been only under the circumstances that I have the maturity and things I know now. Like, man, I would have liked an early start, but it would have just been more years of fucking up. You know, if I would have had an earlier start on
Yeah.
fucking up my life
No,
for
I get
longer.
that, which is better
Yeah,
because you would have stopped.
You would've been
fucking
out.
up earlier, right?
maybe there's a chance.
I don't know.
But it could have just lasted longer. I don't know. But that I do think that if I had my brain now, or knowing what I know now, I would drop out at sophomore year,
6th grade.
6th grade. Yeah.
Fifth, I hated.
I think I thought you weren't allowed to drop out till sophomore year. That's why I was thinking that. But
Probably. I just ain't about my own
Yeah.
choice.
yeah,
Like I'm not going back. 5th grade sucks, dude.
y'all go get an apartment 5th
Like-
grade.
Yeah, I know ABCs. I know how to
Mm-hmm.
divide. I know how to times and add. That's all you need to know. I know how to read and write
Right.
a little.
That's about it. We have calculators.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's one that always got me. Like, this is gonna be a real life application you can use. When do I have to count how many watermelons can fit into this basket? Never have I been the guy in the math book who bought 24 pineapples and 62 carrots and then had to divide it.
Right. You're gonna have a shopping cart full of watermelons and like, oh, I only needed 2.
If only I could divide these and find out the square root of the watermelons.
Yeah, I know one math equation, and that's to find percentages. And
Yeah.
that's all
I even
That's
asked
the
him
only
that on
one
my
I've ever
phone.
used. I don't even use division really,
Yeah,
like once in a great while.
I remember learning the percentage one too,
Mhm.
and I used a tipping calculator app to figure that out.
I don't know. Frankie and Chris are supposed to be here.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember when they said they would be here.
What time is it?
It's 6.
Holy shit!
Yeah, how
long
long?
have we been doing this?
I don't even remember when we
Is
started.
there a timer?
No.
You guys should
Maybe.
set up a timer.
Right. Normally I keep a better eye on my watch, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what time they're. If you want to hang out for theirs, what we're doing is Frankie found a post by the club owner of the Looney Bin in Chicago, I want
Mhm.
to say. Anyway, some club who was asking. He was like basically addressing all comics is like, how come every comic pretends that they're one level above what they actually are?
I feel like that's what you need to do, right?
Yeah, he's like, that's what you need to do. But it was a little bit on that about like, he's like, it's to the point now where if someone tells me they're a headliner, I assume they're a feature. If someone tells me they're an MC, I bet they're
How
an
many
open
headliners
micer.
do you even know, Nyland?
Huh?
How many headliners do you even know?
Ooh, we could sit around and list for a while, but
No, personally.
personally, no. I know 2.
Yeah.
But no, I mean in like
Okay. I don't know.
I'm just using it as the example.
Yeah.
As he was saying, he's like, if someone tells you that they're an MC, they're an open micer.
Okay.
Because an MC would tell you he's a feature.
Yeah.
And all the features have merch.
People just trying to get ahead. I think. Is
Yeah,
normal.
people are trying to get ahead. But it was a longer post about that, and then also what the comics think. He was asking what comics think about their positioning and how to get ahead and how to move forward and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
that's
So
good. That should be a good podcast.
Frankie wrote a big thing on it, and I wanted to know what Chris's thoughts were. So I'm excited for that one.
We're hilarious.
Yeah.
That's why he's laughing. Anyway.
But yeah, if you want to stick around, if you have
So
any
wait,
thoughts on
if
that.
It's Frankie and that'd be cool to do that. So Frankie and Chris, not the owner from the Looney Bin.
No.
You should Skype his ass or something, right?
I know, right? I just set it up so that we can Skype. I might.
Really?
Yeah. Did you tell Nick we would pull him up? Because I didn't.
I told him that we were gonna try to work it in. I told him we were already podcasting when I first went out for a cigarette.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's not doing anything. He's just at home chilling.
Okay.
He said he'd be on the computer.
Well,
Maybe we can set
you
that
want to
up.
wrap? Yeah, I was gonna say let's wrap this up. You can put on. You can talk to Nick if you want, and I
Okay.
can call Chris, figure out where he is, because he's
Yeah.
supposed to be coming back from a gig right now.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, that works. So what do we sign off? Do you sign off? How do we
Yeah.
sign?
Do we have gigs coming up?
Yeah, y'all want to plug something?
We both have a show at the Playing Field on May 28th, Sunday.
Yeah.
I think that's a benefit for
what
something.
about the Loveland show?
Is
The
it not
Loveland
like
show.
$10?
I thought it was free.
Is
I
it?
really should write down more info on these gigs I book.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the Loveland show. We're going to be in Loveland doing not a benefit.
Not a benefit.
Both Cory and I, with Chris Fonseca on June 10th, Saturday. I'm going to be at the Mike Snow concert at the Black Sheep.
Are you going to that?
Yeah,
But that's not your
on Tuesday the
thing.
6th. I know,
Don't plug other people's
but I
shows.
just wanted to let everyone know that I got tickets and you don't.
Okay, well, June 12th, I'll be in Denver at an immigration meeting. My girlfriend's not a citizen.
No?
No.
Oh, I just assumed she had her citizenship.
No, dude,
She has
she's
a
from like
visa.
South America or something.
Yeah, South America. She's from the Amazon jungle. She lives in Let me see when I got another show. It's on a Sunday, so don't even come.
I'll be watching the eclipse in Montana on August 21st.
Okay, seriously, dude, plug people like I don't care. No one cares. I got shows to plug.
I'm excited for that
I
one.
got like 3 shows to plug, but I don't.
Just
care.
plug them, Corey.
Really?
No one's
plug
coming,
'em.
and I can't remember the dates.
Dude,
Have they-
you're never
It's like
gonna
put 'em on my
get free
phone.
plugging like you will right now.
Right? Dude, I'm planning on going to
Okay,
Utah.
June 4th, I got a show at the Dab Lounge. Comedy Without a Net, guys.
Comedy Without a Net.
It's gonna be no set list.
What does that mean? What do they mean? No, do you
That
not
means-
go up and
That
plan?
means you walk up and one of your dumbass open micer friends is like, talk about dolphins on a screen.
Oh.
You gotta make that funny.
Way to make it sound like not like anyone should go. Plug your shit. So
I'm
we
only-
can shit on it.
I'm only
Then tell
talking
me
about
when to go.
I'm only talking about everyone I've ever done.
Mine's be different.
Yeah,
It's-
how different?
I don't-
Well, it doesn't have a net.
It's not called that.
There are
It's
no
just a
nets.
thing. It's just like a general thing that's called, right? Comedy Without a Net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to Utah,
Okay.
Ogden, Utah on the 10th of July. I wanted to talk to you about, like, if you have any, you could put me in
Yeah.
contact with any friends or something, because I want to set up some gigs there to work.
In West Valley, I could. More up the Salt Lake area. I guess in Ogden, I can give you.
Well, I
friends
mean,
and
if I'm
stuff.
in, like, how far is Ogden? Like an hour from Salt Lake?
30, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
not
not
even.
bad.
That's-
Anyways, yeah, I could definitely. Also, I guess do Mojo's. Downtown's a coffee shop full of hipsters.
Mhm.
That's like the one open mic that's really good there. But people do guitar and poetry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, this is in Salt Lake
No,
or
Ogden,
Ogden? Oh.
Ogden. It's right across the street from the complex. It's like a movie theater and all that.
July 6th or 7th? Okay. I'm going to be in Utah doing gigs. I'm
Okay,
not sure
man.
where, but I'm going to make it happen.
All right, man. I'll call some people.
Yeah, dude.
I'll make some calls, guys. I'll put my ears on.
You got the
street
German connection in Utah or what?
And where will you be? Do you even know?
in a closet.
In the closet. I'll be playing the closet.
Trapped in the closet. All right, cool. Well, I guess that's it, right?
You can kick it, yeah.
Kick it.